Once upon a time, in the heart of a lush green forest, there lived a mighty lion. This lion was the king of a jungle. All the animals respected him and were a little afraid of him because of his loud roar. But the lion was very kind to all the animals. Under his rule, ensured that everyone had enough to eat and that they lived in peace. One day, as the sun beat down on the dry ground, the lion decided to take a nap under the shade of a big tree. As he lay there trying to sleep, he heard a little squeak. At first, he couldn't figure out where the sound was coming from. It was so tiny. He thought it might just be a little mouse running around. The lion opened his eyes and looked down to try and find the mouse. And there, on a leaf, no bigger than a thumbnail, sat the tiniest mouse he had ever seen. The mouse was nibbling on a piece of cheese when the lion spoke. "Hello, little mouse." The mouse froze. He dropped his cheese and looked up at the lion with wide, scared eyes. The lion was very hungry, but instead of pouncing on the mouse and eating him, he decided to have a little fun. He asked the mouse, "What's your name?" "And Novi," squeaked the mouse. "Well, Novi," said the lion, "you shouldn't be out in the middle of the day. It's not safe." "I didn't know," squeaked Novi. But he couldn't resist this delicious piece of cheese. "I'm sorry, Mr. Lion," said the lion. "How about I let you go this time? But in return, you must do me a favor." "Anything?" squeaked Novi. "Oh, I want you to come visit me every day for a little entertainment. Would you like that?" "Yes, sir," squeaked Novi. Relieved that the lion hadn't eaten him. And so every day after that, Novi the mouse would visit the lion. He would bring stories and jokes from all over the forest, and the lion would listen with amusement. Sometimes Novi would bring his friends, and they would put on little shows for the lion. The lion enjoyed having these little mice around. He liked listening to their squeaks and watching them scale. And then one day, as Novi was bringing a friend to meet the lion, he saw something terrible. The lion was lying on the ground, his eyes closed, his face pale. Novi quickly ran over to the lion and asked, "Mr. Lion, are you alright?" The lion opened his eyes and said in a weak voice, "I am cursed. A witch has put a sleeping curse on me, and only a tiny creature can break the curse by sticking its tail in this thorn bush behind me." Novi knew this was dangerous. But he also knew he had to help the lion. So he took a deep breath and stuck his tiny tail into the thorn bush. As soon as his tail touched the thorns, a sharp pain shot through his body and he fell to the ground. But Novi didn't give up. He wiggled his tail a little more and suddenly the thorn started to disappear. The lion felt the curse lift. And he opened his eyes. "Thank you, Novi," he said. "You saved my life." "It was no problem, Mr. Lion," squeaked Novi, "but now I'm in big trouble. My tail is all cut up from those thorns and I don't think it can get to me." The lion was very sorry. "I didn't mean for Novi to get hurt." "Don't worry," he said, "I'll carry you home," and the lion did. He picked Novi up in his mouth and carried him back to his hole. Novi was very grateful to the lion. He had been scared at first, but the lion had been kind to him and all the other animals. Novi realized that being small wasn't always bad. He could fit in small spaces and do things that other animals couldn't. And even though he was scared of the lion at first, he had learned that the lion was actually very nice. Novi thanked the lion and ran into his hole to get some rest. From that day on, Novi and the lion remained the best of friends. They proved that, even though they were different sizes, they could still get along. The other animals in the forest loved this story and told it to their children for many years to come. And that's why, my little ones, no matter how small or insignificant you may feel, you can always make a difference. Just like Novi the mouse. Always be kind to others and never lose hope. Now it's time to close our eyes and dream sweet dreams. Sweet dreams, my little ones. Sleep tight.